A much needed win in closing out this road trip, especially after a disappointing loss against the Blazers the other night. And yes, I know the Nuggets were shorthanded. They, to be honest, were without their three best players and their reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic. And the Bulls actually started this game off very slow to where the Nuggets were up double digits early. But the Bulls bounced back, kept it pretty even throughout the first half. And then the Bulls came out firing in the second half with an 8-0 run. And the Nuggets never saw a lead from there, but give the Nuggets a lot of credit. They really hung around in this one throughout, even making it incredibly close in the fourth quarter to the point where you thought the Bulls might blow this one. And for a team that was without their star player, I was really impressed by their hustle and energy on both ends of the floor from the Nuggets. But it still wasn't enough against this Bulls team, and the Bulls close out their 5-game road trip 3-2 without their starting center, and the Bulls win for the first time in Denver since 2006, thanks to all of the Bulls fans at the stadium tonight. It looked like there were more Bulls fans than Nuggets fans in this one, which was incredible to see. So what's going on, everyone? You were listening to Bull Central here. Hope you're all doing well. Now, let's not kid ourselves. The Bulls really lucked out in this one with Jokic being a late scratch in this game, because with the way that the Bulls have been needing to go small without Vucevic, the Bulls simply would not have had an answer for Jokic. Like, you had Derrick Jones Jr. playing a fair amount of center tonight. Derrick Jones Jr., who actually was amazing in that role, by the way. I'm more on him in a little bit. But Jones Jr., 6'6", playing center against Jokic. And yes, I'm sure the lineup would have looked much different if Jokic did in fact play. You likely would have seen more of Alizé and Bradley getting run. But I do think there is also something to be said about game prep, scouting, and planning out your rotations with the expectation that Jokic is going to be playing, and then kind of throwing off the team when you have to adjust to a non-Jokic lineup last minute. And I think that's why the Bulls were a bit lost to start out this game. But look, despite the Bulls walking away with this one in a win, this was way too close for comfort in a game where they didn't have Jokic. But they were going against a team that was clawing their way through in this one. They actually made this a really good game. Like, this was one of the most entertaining games we have seen from the Bulls so far this season, between the back and forth offense, the tenacious defense, and of course, some of those highlight reel dunks that you especially saw in the third quarter from Derrick Jones Jr., Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. Now, I want to start with Derrick Jones Jr. because this is probably one of the best games we have seen from him so far this season. Not just in terms of his stat line, but the way in which he showed up playing down low. The guy was incredible on both sides of the floor, holding his own against guys bigger than him, skying high for boards over Aaron Gordon. He finished the game with 16 points on 7 for 10 from the floor and had that incredible flying two-handed jam where it looked like he took off from the foul line when watching it live. I thought he was going to come up short. Not only that, he also pulled down 8 rebounds. It's crazy to me that this guy was out of the rotation to start the season before Patrick got injured. And even crazier that we got Derrick Jones Jr. in a trade and a first-round pick for Lauri Markkanen. That's AK for you. Dude is an absolute wizard. And how about Zach LaVine tonight? You guys know I've been kind of hard on Zach recently, but tonight, he showed up incredibly well, played smarter basketball, took higher percentage shots, recognized that when the Nuggets were in the penalty, he would drive to the basket and draw contact rather than taking a contested three. And he had some huge shots there at the end of the game. That was really the difference maker in the Bulls winning this. LaVine shot a ridiculous 14 for 24 tonight from the field, 4 for 9 from 3. He had 36 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. This is what we need to see from Zach LaVine in his ability to remain calm and collected under pressure and setting up plays that produce high percentage shots. And then, of course, DeMar DeRozan had another big night, 26 points. Wasn't that efficient, though. He was missing quite a few shots. He actually finished the game shooting 7 for 21. But what makes DeRozan so deadly on offense is his ability to get to the foul line, which he did 12 times tonight and shot a perfect 12 for 12 from the line. He also had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. The LaVine-DeRozan duo continued to be the highest scoring duo in the league, which in and of itself feels good to say that the Bulls actually lead the league in some of these statistics, just because for so long we have really been irrelevant to the rest of the NBA. And how about a rookie, Ayo Dosunmu? You know, I hate to say this because it's only been Kobe's 3rd game back since being injured. And obviously he's going to be rusty and you have to give him more time before you really start judging his play. But I really think Kobe is going to have a hard time getting minutes over Ayo when all is said and done. Because look, not only has Ayo been more aggressive on offense and is more consistent with his shot, but also he's a significantly better defender and hustler on the court. And I'm comparing this to Kobe of last season, not what we're currently seeing. Like, Ayo looks better than Kobe overall, not on offense because Kobe could score at a much higher rate than at least what we saw last season anyway, than Ayo can, but as an all-around player and basketball IQ wise, Ayo has looked better than what we saw from Kobe last year. Again, I know it's early, and yes, it's a bit of recency bias, I'll admit that. But with the way this kid plays and the confidence he exudes for a rookie is incredible. Ayo finished the game with 10 points and 8 rebounds, like the guy was crashing the boards over dudes who have inches on him in height. And he was 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and only 1 turnover in 24 minutes. It also didn't help that Kobe White went 1 for 7 from the field, played pretty poor defense, and had 2 turnovers in 11 minutes of play. But he scored his first basket since his return. But yes, I know we still need to be patient with Kobe, but so far it's not looking good for him as far as losing his spot potentially in the rotation. Now, some not so great things about this game that really enabled the Nuggets to hang around this one. One was that the Bulls were back to shooting poorly from outside. They shot 25% from 3 and not that great from the field overall at 44%. However, the Bulls were absolutely perfect from the free throw line, shooting 24 for 24, half of those coming from DeRozan. But here is what continues to frustrate me is the lack of passing from the Bulls most recently, which I'm sure is likely a byproduct of Vucevic being out, given he's one of the better passers on the team. But again, another night where the Bulls had less than 20 assists for the entire game. Lonzo Ball led the way with 6 assists. But this is a stark contrast to what we saw at the beginning of the season and in the preseason, where the Bulls were putting up 30 plus assist games a night easily. And they were so effective on offense when playing with that kind of ball movement. And there were a good amount of times tonight where you saw the Bulls standing around and watching other guys just drive to the hoop. And when the offense is a bit stagnant like that, it allows for opposing teams to hang around in the game, better defend the Bulls one-on-one than trying to keep up with their passes, their skip passes and pace and transition. So I would love to see the ball movement improve. Would love to see the overall assist numbers go up, especially once Vucevic comes back, which I'll give a quick update on him as well. But yes, I want to see the Bulls get back to their pace and passing game that we saw at the beginning of the season. The Bulls did do a great job at crashing the boards though, beating out the Nuggets 50 rebounds to 38, and the Bulls did a good job at taking care of the ball tonight, only turning it over 11 times. Now, we did get a brief update on Nikola Vucevic tonight that according to Billy Donovan, he still has not entered the cardiovascular portion of the health and safety protocol, which means he still has not produced a negative test, which means he'll likely be out for the game on Sunday back home against the Knicks, and I imagine it'll also be unlikely he'll be available for the game on the following day against the Pacers. But I'll keep you guys updated on all that. I've been staying in contact with guys like Casey Johnson and Rob Schaefer for the latest on his status. So the Bulls are now 11-5 though. They are currently tied for second in the East with just a game behind the Nets, which is incredible to see. I want to know what you guys thought of this game, but let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the first link in the description for 20% off Bench Mob gear. Support the Bench Mob at benchmob.com. And of course, guys, as always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I do post daily Bulls content. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.